Welcome to the season premiere of another amazing adventure. We're actually at a local campground, which is not too far from our house. It's got full hookups, it's real quiet, it's easy to get to, so we decided to bring it over here, hook everything up, give us a chance to de-winterize it, and then do some reorganizing, get everything ready for our first big trip, which is to where?
We are going to the Gulf Shores.
So what we're going to do with this video is we've had quite a few people ask us, how do you organize all of your stuff, especially with that many people, because we've got 3 boys that we travel with.
And a dog sometimes.
And a dog, part-time. So how do you organize all of that stuff? How do you make all of this fit in such a small space? Well, this is how we do it. So we've got a minor leak going on in our shower right now. The hot water connection back here is not quite sealed, so it's been steadily dripping anytime the water pump or the city water's on. So there's just 4 screws here and a little bit of silicone seal around the sides. We're going to have to replace the silicone on it, which is not a big deal. But you take the 4 screws off, and you can see your water lines coming in here. I'm just going to pop this off here in the back where you can see it's dripping. And we're going to put some sealant tape on it, and hopefully that'll take care of it. It's just like, even now with the water pump off, you can see a steady stream coming out of that. So we'll make sure there's no damage there, reseal it, and then we should be good. So I put a little bit of this plumber's sealant, screw sealant tape. Very, very common. It just gives it a little more of a stronger seal around the thread so water doesn't leak through. Wrap that around the threads on here for the hot water hookup. Make sure everything is nice and tight. I'm going to turn the water on in just a second, see if we still got any streaming. All right, we've got this turned on with the city water. We've tested it. Everything's running through just fine. You can see the water down there, but no leak, no dripping. And that was $2.50 well spent on some sealant tape and about 10 minutes and a little bit of silicone we're going to have to add back on there. These are the repairs that are actually pretty easy to do if you have just a little bit of technical know-how behind it. You could send it into the dealer for a warranty repair. You're going to be sitting there for 2 weeks waiting for them to get whatever parts they need, or if they just decide they want to replace the entire faucet, when about $2.50 later, we've got it fixed ourselves, and we're doing it while we're getting everything else organized.
As you can tell, our arm that we just added to keep the cabinets up, we're thinking of taking this black angled board off, which makes it a weird triangle shape.
It's just a lazy solution is all it is. And
we're gonna square it off, cut this piece, square it off to where we get more room in here.
If you're familiar with the Wolf Pup, you know that this panel right here typically is a diagonal panel that actually comes that far out where that screw hole is right there. So that amount of space was just completely lost. So we did a quick trim down, squared it off.
And it's not affecting any of the wires or anything back there.
Right, the wires are still intact. There's really no reason for that space to be utilized that way. It's just kind of a bad design. So Forest River, bad, shame on you.
Yes, you need to make this squared off. And by the way, I saw that on another group. I can't remember their name, but they did that. So that was not totally our idea. We totally stole that idea. Same with these things. Forest River, bad. Look at, okay, so check this out. Before having that propped, you accidentally, if you're holding this and somebody's in there and you go like that, that's gonna hurt.
That happens. See my hand? I did that yesterday while we were putting that up. So that fell down and injured my hand.
Are a must. And they're what, $2.50?
Yeah.
$3 tops. So we
less than $3.
We spent $6 to put safety hinges. bins from Walmart. So if you've ever seen on Netflix, they organize everything very pretty in these see-through containers, so of course I had to have them. We've got all of our food, as you can see. We typically keep the same stuff. Our kids are very picky, so we know what works and what doesn't work. So we keep a camper inventory of everything that needs to be in our camper at all times. And then we also have a camper replenish list. So we just kind of use this to guide us with that. So we've got meals down here. In here, Kyle did this one. See, it's not, you can't see everything, but there's...
That's because Skyline Chili should always be front and center. If you are in Cincinnati...
That's the pork.
Yes. If you're from Cincinnati or have been through Cincinnati, you are familiar with Skyline Chili. And we have to take a little bit of home with us wherever we go.
We also always carry, instead of chip bags, we do the Lay's stack chips. And so I didn't want the bins over in here against the wall to where I couldn't pull it out. So those are kind of taking that space. And then we've got our goldfish. Up here is kind of like our hiking snacks, or there's also popcorn back there because the kids love just throwing it in the microwave. Down here we've got oatmeal, pancake mix, the hash browns in a box, which are amazing and very easy. And then these stacked ones, we've got all of our seasonings and spices and packets. We've got peanut butter and jelly. We've got our K-cups. Back there, we've got some bar type stuff, little bottles.
Back where the kids can't get to it.
Yes, and these skinny syrup flavorings. And then I bought these off of Amazon and took my bigger bottle and put them into these so they travel well. And then our water flavoring. We've got a bigger tub of pancake mix for when these are gone. And of course, gotta have Elwood treats. And then in here we've got our pasta sauces and pasta for dinners. This, we've got our cooking. We've got oil sprays, whatnot. In here, this is stuff that has odd shaped and didn't fit all cutesy neatsy in these things. So I had to use this bit. But we have our easy mac and cheese. We also have some ramen cup packets in here because some of our kids like in the plastic pack, where the other two like it in the styrofoam cup. But these things here are amazing. They're not cost effectiveness, but their handiness effectiveness. Is that a word?
No.
Well, I'm making it a word.
As you say that, there's going to be a caption that pops up right about here next to your face that actually puts the correct word.
Okay, so these are very convenient, and they're totally worth it because they don't use up a ton of bowls, they don't have milk going everywhere, and they can't go through an entire box of cereal in one sitting. They already have their pre-portioned. They pull the lid off, throw their milk in there, and they're ready to go. So because these are bulky, we store them in there. So here's our storage for, kind of show you what we've got going on here. We've got our cutesy little camping forks, knives, and spoons in our basket here. We use magazine holders because they hold these perfectly. This typically comes out on the counter once we're here. Please ignore the messy counter. It's work in progress. A few cups when we're on the road. This kind of just snaps right in there. Got our solo cup holder and our bowls back there. We keep our mugs on these hooks on the wall. This is our disposable eating stuff. So if we're at camping and at the picnic table, I just take the whole basket out. And then, most important thing, our koozies. Oh yeah, little kitchen chip bag holders and whatnot. That just slides right back there. So under here, this was a hot mess before. Let me take some of this stuff out to show you what we've done. This is our coffee maker. We've got a percolator and 2 pans. And then back here, got some dish soap. I've got washing detergent, disinfectant spray, my mop pads, laundry detergent, and another dusting thing. And it just kind of, that's another magazine holder. My Swiffer duster just slides back in here. More home edit things. I've got some rags and an extra magic eraser. I've got the Dawn dish. Dawn's already preloaded on here, and you get it wet and you wash your dishes. Best thing ever. Some extra rags. We put the other shelf in here. This holds some kitchen gadgets, a colander strainer thing. This holds garbage bags, Ziploc bags, whatnot. That slides under there. Put that in there. And then my disinfectant wipes go here, and again, my coffee maker here. And that's the gist of that. And this just slides in like such. Just like that. One of the reasons we did everything in here, you're probably thinking, well, why do you need these little things in here? Well, I'll tell you why. Even though it's just kind of, we were trying to keep our cabinets nice, and en route, stuff is kind of getting beat up as we drive. So, not that we're bad drivers, it's just when you're on a bumpy road, things are going to shift and move. So, What?
When have you ever pulled this thing?
So, anyways, yeah, just to avoid that is why everything's in there.
And then our backsplash, which we showed in a previous video, it's fair warning, it is not all that expensive, and it's not necessarily the highest quality. It will peel eventually.
We learned you want to use a little bit of liquid nails as well, because the heat and the coldness going back and forth is causing this to
it will expand and contract.
Yeah,
I mean,
gotta fix a few.
The good news is, it's if you pull it off, it's not going to hurt anything. The wallpaper behind it is going to be intact. But if you're looking for perfection, yeah, it's gonna.
You're gonna want to use some liquid nails and make sure it's.
So in this case, we're not too concerned about it, because if we want to take it down, we can take it down, and without the liquid nails, it's not going to hurt anything.
We put some hooks up here for our most used utensils. I don't personally want to keep these in the bathroom, and there's a reason we'll show you in a minute. So these stay out here. Plus, there's really no sink in the Wolf Pup that we have to brush your teeth in. So teeth are either brushed here, outside, or at a bathhouse. So for sanitary reasons, we keep the toothbrushes out here. And then there's just the hand soap, magic eraser, and a sponge thing. I got tired of keys laying everywhere, so we put some hooks. I need a new ring. So there's hooks. There's 4 hooks here. He started using this for hats, so I threw my hat up here. Now, something else I had been doing was, because we're always needing to grab a flashlight, and we were always rooting through all the cabinets for our flashlights. So I had flashlights hanging here, but do not drive with these on. When we got to our last place, we realized the water, was it the water heater or the water pump?
Water heater.
Yes, the water heater had been turned on. And you were flipping out going, who turned the water heater on? And we realized nobody did. These were banging around and smacked it. So I keep these down here. This, I have some RV magazines, a notebook, pens, a little thing with pens in it. So up here is where we did have our clothes up here at one point. But we'll show you in a minute where we have our clothes. So we've got our DVD, which connects to the TV, which is why we took this panel off. You can also take that panel over there off. at first I was like, I need it to be spatially equal, but I kind of like having that panel on there now. But we've got our bin of DVDs here. Open this up. We've got our first aid kit up here. We did have it under here, under the bench, and it was very hard to get to. And that's something you want to keep handy. You don't want to keep buried under a bed. So we got another bin that's got some hammocks in it. And then we've got some more bigger, bulkier board games that don't fit in my game bin that are back here. Got extra hats and my Scentsy stuff that says Happy Camper, which stays in there until we get there because I don't want it rolling around and getting broke.
When you buy the Wolf Pup, the number one question everybody has is, what is the thing that sits right here on the wall? It's got some USB ports on it. It looks like a charger port of some kind. It really is useless. I think someone contracted with Forest River to put their Bluetooth speaker on there. Nobody uses it. It doesn't even come with it. So we decided we were just going to take that out and put in a standard 4-port charger. And then we use a lot of the Ryobi One Plus products. Everything from a handsaw to a vacuum cleaner, they all run on the same battery. So we keep a battery and a charger in here, and that's where that lives. If you go on Amazon, you can get a power strip that includes 6 power outlets and 6 USB ports. This is amazing because you can take this out and put it in your car if you've got an inverter in your car, or when we're here, anytime we're hooked up to power, this is what we use to charge because we can hook up pretty much anything we need to here. And then the pillows that Emily made. Every one of those pillows back there, I think, is one that you made, right?
Mm-hmm. But I took it a step further. The pillows that came with Jim Bob, the original, or pop-up, I took the pillows from there and I added a different backing to it. So the front, when we had Jim Bob, it had a different fabric pattern. So I took that off and then I added our fabric, so the campers and that, and then I also added the front to it. So we've kind of got a little bit of Jim Bob or pop-up in here as well. So when we upgrade, we're going to constantly keep a little bit of something from our old rigs to our new rigs. So we got these from IKEA. We got the idea off somebody else, again, wolf pup mods and decor or something like that. But this is where we put our clothes now. We each have a drawer. That is a long one. Except for our oldest, he's got 2 short ones over here. So we each keep a little bit of emergency stash clothing in here. I personally have my own camping attire that has Happy Camper or whatever on it that I've made. So I keep my camping stuff here. And then it's here. I don't have to mix and take stuff from home into here.
Now you'll see, if you look close, these 2 units, they're called Nordly, and they fit almost perfectly in here. We had to do just a little bit of adjustments in the corner, put a couple panels in to make sure that there's no gaps there. But we've got these anchored down. They fit almost perfectly, and we really didn't have to do a whole lot of work to it other than just put it together, install it, and make sure that it's anchored down. And then we have the same system, a single long set under the twin bunks over here. This one currently is not anchored, and the reason for that is if we decide we want the storage space underneath, then we need to be able to pull it out and make that space. So we have the option to remove it if we want to. I will say that you do need to make a couple of adjustments when you're installing it. So as you can see, you do need to make a couple adjustments to it. I had to cut a corner out here to make sure that it didn't hit up against the trim. And then I also had to clear some space back here because of the hardware where the piston closes. But you can also see there's still plenty of storage space behind here. So these things take up just about the same amount of space as, say, a hamper or a couple laundry baskets would. But
which we've tried all. We've tried keeping laundry, like, bins under here, it got to be a pain in the butt constantly lifting the bed up to get to that stuff. And if I woke up in the middle of the night and I needed my hoodie or something and he was in bed, then, hey, can you get up? I need to get under the bed to get something. So it got to where we were gonna, at first, we drilled out holes of this panel and we slid baskets in. And then that was like, okay, this is still kind of, they're sliding. And so then we saw the Nordley drawers and we're like, that's it, that's perfect.
And yes, we've got the camping sheet set here that you can pick up at Walmart. We'll put a link for that in the description.
And those are actual, like, a camper queen size. So it's not the regular queen. It's the, because this is a queen, but it's a camper or RV queen.
It's a short queen.
Yes, because now some people have taken out the nightstand. And if you take the nightstand out, you can put a full-size queen in there, but we like that. Well, we have a shower in here. Sometimes it's not always feasible to use the shower in here, especially for boondocking. So I have a shower house kit. So inside, each person has their own toiletry container. This is what we take to the shower houses. It's just a lantern, and then I got these empties on Amazon. I put these on there so they know which is which. They've got their soap. No more having to set your soap down on the gross bathhouse shower floors and whatnot. There's also a little toothbrush and toothpaste in each of them, just in case. Also, so I've got multiples of these bags. And then you just divvy them all out and go. Also, this is a, what do you call this? Oh, it's a certain kind of towel.
Camping towel?
It's like a chamois almost. Am I saying that right? And it just folds up in here, but it's a camping towel. So they don't have to take my good camper towels to the bathhouse. They can put their clothes in here, and they got everything, and they can go. So I keep all this like that. Over in here, these here are extra, well, under here is the comforter that came on the bed when we bought it. It's just a thin gray quilt. We have extra sheets because you never know in case somebody throws up or the dog jumps on it all muddy. We've got extra sheets. We've got some emergency clothing because there are times where we pack nothing but winter clothes because the forecast is supposed to be cold. And like when we get up to Lake Erie, it ends up being like 80 degrees and we're burning up. Or it's supposed to be super warm. And we pack shorts and we get there and it's freezing. So we got emergency clothes. We've got our extra toilet paper, paper towels, and the, what are these? The RV, or the...
Black tank fresheners.
Yes. And then extra hooks, command strip, sticky stuff to keep stuff tied down, not falling off. So that's what's under door number 1. Door number 2, we've got some outside games, such as the really big wooden lawn dice, some frisbees, the really big checker thing, the dog's bed, and like I said earlier, our shower house kit. We've got a bin for dirty clothes, and I keep my extra appliances, or kitchen appliance. So I have like a Ninja thing, which can chop ice up if you want a mixed drink. Also, my smaller crock pot typically goes under here, but it's not under here right now. But we try to keep the stuff we don't use a whole lot in here. Typically, we used to have this set up as a dining, or like a dinette, but our oldest has decided he's too big for the bunks. So he sleeps here now. So this is just a permanent couch.
And then inside the bunks here, we put a couple hanging baskets. So there's one on the end of each bunk. It includes, we've got the charger port here with a light, so they can take their phone or whatever device they're charging, Drop it in that basket while they're sleeping here. Got an extra comforter here. There's actually our outdoor TV is hidden in there, so we can take that and hang that outside the Wolf Pup if we want. And then this is the lower bunk.
So this is the top bunk. More pillows. You're off to great places. You're off and away.
Shouldn't that say and?
Oh, good question. I think the D fell off and I only put the... Maybe it is. We'll have to look and see if that is the right.
You put the circle from the D in there and forgot to put the D on there.
I don't know, but it maybe I did. Who knows? But yeah, that's our little baskets for their electronics. And then I had to put the Places You'll Go book and a wolf stuffed animal because we're in a wolf pup. So like we showed you last year, this little stand in the bathroom fits perfectly. I had I think it's Sterilite like drawer like on wheels that I was going to put there because stuff kind of falls out sometimes, but it didn't fit. It was too big. So this is the only shelf thingy I found that fits. But we anchored it down this year to keep it from falling. And then of course our wine rack towel holders above you. The broom I couldn't find a spot and it kept just getting in the way, so Kyle came up with that solution. We had a toilet bowl brush in there and I have yet to open it because I didn't want toilet water swishing all over the place. So we put that in there and it's just you use a new clip each time and you throw that clip with the cleaning stuff away. And there's this, which comes in handy to hang the wet towels up. You can put whatever you need in there. See how close the shelf is to the toilet. This is why our toothbrushes are not in here. Everything else is fine. It's the outer part of the container. Yes, it may not be, if you're a germaphobe, wash your hands each time, but as long as the toothbrushes that's going into my mouth is not sitting there, I'm good.
So like I said, we brought the drawers back here, which took up a little bit of the space underneath the bed, but this is still how much space we have to work with. It's about the size of your standard pass-through storage area. So we've got a couple traction pads down here, which have come in handy in the past. We've got two collapsible crates in the back. One is for tools, the other is for camping materials. So if something breaks down, I grab the black crate. If we're going boondocking or out hiking or something along those lines, then we go for the not black crate. I'm colorblind, so I'm not going to make myself look like an idiot by calling the wrong color. It's not black. The bucket, we've got our our eating supplies, so outdoor picnic table type stuff. Tablecloth, lantern, paper towel rack, some clips. We got our leveling blocks. We've got a spare water jug, so if we need to fill a tank from a distance, we can. And then we've got our easy block for our jack stand. We've got two sets of chocks. We got some walking sticks back here, our blue ox weight distribution hitch tool, and our stabilizing tool, the crank for that. And then this empty space right here is where we put our weight distribution hitch when we're not using it. So that beast on the back of the car right there sits perfectly right here. And then I can put the two weight distribution bars right alongside here. And we got plenty of room. So we've got tools, camping supplies, emergency situation stuff, our outdoor patio mat, two sets of chocks, an easy block, water jug, leveling. And all of that fits right underneath this space, even with the drawers installed. We've still got plenty of room to work with. Back here, this is about how much space the Nordly drawers take up underneath the two twin bunks. We've got space for our camping chairs here, and there's usually another one that sits right back here as well. This is where we keep our water hoses and our electricity and the Sidewinder for our sewer hose. and a couple activities to keep Ashton from driving everybody insane because he can't sit still. So these are some of the things that we've done with this Wolf Pup just to kind of get it a little more
functional.
Yeah. Efficientless,
yes.
Or efficientness, whatever that word is you came up with. But thanks for joining us for our season premiere. And like I said, if you got any questions, leave them below.
Or if you have any suggestions, if you see something and, oh, I did that, but I did this here or there, let us know.
So these are just suggestions from our end. If there's something on here that you like and you want some more information on it, or just have a couple questions, leave us a comment down below. Let us know. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, right here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe and then click the little bell thingy down there. That way you can be alerted when there's new videos coming your way. You can also visit us on our website. It's anotheramazingadventure.com. This is what we do here. It works for us. If you've got a better idea, great. If you like what we did and want some more information, let us know. We're happy to help. We're rolling.
What am I saying?
Okay, so let's do the intro again. But this time you do it.
You didn't tell me what I'm doing. I have no idea what all you said.